All right, ladies and gentlemen, game one of AAA versus Amazon. This is to see who advances. Both teams have won their respective games. One team will win, one team will lose. Let's see what we have. So AAA bringing with them Schlieffen, secondary spec, Ohio, the
Yeah,
typical kind of sniper spec. We've
just saw these guys, so that looks pretty much the same.
pretty much, yeah, it looks to me like the exact same lineup, actually. You got your Brizzy,
It is
your
actually.
Marsilli, your Des Moines, your Salem, your Marceau, your Z42, and your Gearing. It looks like pretty much the same line, and I think they're even going to the same parts of the map.
Looks that way, doesn't it? In fact,
Ooh, go ahead.
all right, let's have a quick peek at the bottom end of the map. Having a look at the Amazon lineup, our first time getting a glimpse at these guys in the event. And Zath, what do my wondering eyes but appear? A Burgonia.
That's why I was so excited a minute ago.
Burgonia. We were literally just talking about the fact I would not be shocked to see Burgonia, and there one appears with Alexa. What's my PR? I love the names of these guys, Zath. And then look next to him in the Napoli, Prime Same Day Ship. Just so much fun.
I love it.
Anyways, Amazon's battleship lineup, a Schlieffen, that's a Burgonia. Now, you have to think, I'm going to let you talk about Burgonia in just a moment. The Schlieffen build, that is Danny Loves over here. That is almost a full secondary build. He is running the Hydro mod. He's not running IFHE, but he's got quite a bit of power packed into the secondaries there.
Fronted and by damage control module 1 as well.
Yes, fronted by 4 cruisers. That is I Am Coop's Brisbane here, of course, packing the radar. Man with an RX-7's Des Moines. We've seen him in many, many of these tournaments. He's running a legendary Des Moines there with RPF. Cowboys Gearing out here in front. You know he's going to be a Smoke. Yep, Smoke legendary torpedo Gearing there. Going to play that flank in front of his cruisers. Twires Harugamo here working up the gap along the southwest side of the B cap. Nothing fancy there. Basically an RPF build. A little bit of extra gun power. I missed GM Schwartz's Des Moines, also a legendary RPF build. And then we looked at Prime Same Day a minute ago. That was the Napoli. Rounding things out there, we have Bezos' Radar Yu-Yang. Yep, a little Radar Yang there with a torpedo build. And that covers everybody. So there's the lineups. Quick look at early deployments. And already the Marceau mostly done with the B cap.
Yeah, interesting. The Hargumo is not doing the 420 Blaze build, instead going for more of a generalist build. Actually, more, I guess you could say like a destroyer assassin build, if you will. Going for guns and radio location.
Which one? Which ship are you talking about again?
Tours Hargumo.
Oh yes, yeah. He's got. He's definitely got like a ton invested in the gunpowder there between RPF and the range. He's also got range mod, right? So he's obviously setting up to sit somewhere. Oh, not mod, range skill, reload mod, but range captain skill. Look at the four point range skill. So he's obviously setting up there to do some spamming.
Speaking of spamming, Cossix is lit. Now here comes Tyr. He's going to smoke. Unfortunately, he's not perfectly set to use all of his guns, but he's going to get the ones he's got available into action.
Yep.
That's Danny loves his Hydro with the Schlieffen.
Classics, yep. Classics caught under Danny's Hydro there. Lots of shells going in from both the Harugamo and from GM Schwartz's Des Moines. It's the Harugamo's the only one that's got shells on him now. Continuing to fire them. Getting a little bit of extra chip damage there as they push Classics over towards the C cap. Now, Live off the... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What about Liv?
I was going to say Live off the hook, finding himself in a very similar position to what we saw the Des Moines in the southwest corner of the cap last game, caught under Schlieffen secondaries, but doing good work against Danny's broadside with all this AP.
Well, it's worth it to note that that's exactly where Live off the hook died last game to the Ohio. Yep. Here comes Ikix Ohio Salvo on Danny Loves. Schlieffen.
I gotta say, Salem should weather this assault better than a Des Moines does, just because the Salem has that fancy super heal.
Absolutely.
But you see Danny already down a ton of HP. So is the Z42 of Billy Butcher over at the A-Cap, already down a big chunk of HP.
Yeah, that early contact with Jeff Bezos, man, did not work out for him. Meanwhile, out on the C cap, all the way on the 10 line, we've got Coops Brizzy and Cowboys Gearing trying to make stuff happen. Cowboy detected now. Just opened up his guns, got shot at for a little bit. He wanted to know, is the enemy destroyer in the smoke or out of the smoke?
Danny Schlieffen limps away on 12,000 HP. Live off the hook Salem equally limping on less than 5. And we're just now 5 minutes into the game. These two teams brutalizing each other so far. But it's a 100-point lead for AAA on the strength of the B cap. That was Classics Marceau driving in, picking up the cap, bailing out. AMZN just now picking up the C cap. That's going to allow them to start ticking up some points as well, but 120 points behind here early.
Yeah, I don't like how far Live Off the Hook is backed up. He is on radar. He's detected.
Oh, no, the Napoli salvo. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does. He ricochets it.
Wait, there's more.
But Danny, there's the salvo from Danny. Liv retreats just a little too far, gets caught out by GM Schwartz's radar, and goes down.
Yeah, he's playing far too centralized in that channel. He has to pick an island and stick to it. He didn't do that.
And now Tires Harugamo and GM Schwartz's Des Moines going to try and farm out Ham's Hammer Schlieffen.
It can happen.
Schwartz sitting comfortably outside, at least it would seem, of Ham's secondary range.
He's not even spotted, by the way. If you look at him,
no, he's not. Look at
center of
that.
the ship.
Center
of the ship behind the rock.
Brilliant positioning. The center line of the ship, which is what you have to spot to actually get vision, cleverly hidden behind this rock, but his bow turret's up forward where they have clear lines of fire.
Right.
GS Patents Des Moines drives in, grabs A on behalf of AAA. They'll start to build a small lead here.
Yeah, interesting decision to just shove his Des Moines in, but I guess with Bill so low, and speaking of which, he got even lower, just got detected.
Yep.
Patton's in a precarious position here. I'm not sure how he's going to get out of this okay. Schlieffen is backed in. Danny Loves is now taking the B cap.
Gearing Brisbane smoke push up the 10 line. Trying to keep those guys pushed well back off the C cap. And yep, Danny trying to flip B.
DH does catch Cowboys Gearing for just a moment on radar.
Pretty much nothing they can do about the B cap, Zath. They have no way to spot Danny.
Yep.
And even if they could, it would take Ikix, Ohio, probably to get shells on him.
Not only that, but there's not much they can do either about the C cap.
Have a look at Patton's Des Moines getting hammered by the Harugamo AP.
Uh-huh. And that's what I was getting about with that position.
That was
he sold
very
the farm
bold.
to cap the...
Yeah.
Oftentimes, we see in competitive, we see it in randoms too. If we're not sure what to do, default decision is to advance, push, grab something. Last game we cast when AAA beat out whoever they were just a minute ago, we saw Patton also doing the same kind of thing. One line, thank you. He went up a little bit too far early there. Didn't pay the price for it that time, but this time definitely does.
Absolutely. AMZN with the brilliant focus fire, pushing out a ship that was exposed and vulnerable, taking care of the kill, and that's your first lead change, up 100 points and climbing. 11 and a half minutes to play.
Yeah, I don't see a way for AAA to get back into this game at this point.
It's going to be tough, Zath, because if they what they have to do in my mind, they have to rotate somebody towards the middle of the board. But who you going to? As soon as you do that, you're going to open up things for AMZN to potentially push up the 1-2 line and get back onto the A cap. So
yes,
that's a challenge, right? Now, Danny just got dunked by somebody. He had 35,000 hit points. I think Ikik just dunked him for another 15 or 20 there. So he's going to back off the cap. If they can secure a kill on Danny, it opens up the middle of the board a bit. But until they do, I would not be excited about pushing in there if I'm AAA.
So the key to this is classics, and he didn't take the opportunity. I think the best thing he could do with that Marceau is YOLO the Schlieffen. Get him off the board. Get Danny Loves out of here.
Yeah,
Bill Butcher spotted all the way on the other side. He's going to go out momentarily.
Yep. If they get Danny off the board, they have the opportunity to get back into the middle. And yeah, Butcher's just firing his guns wide open. They're going to hit him with something eventually, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-ship lead now for Amazon. Up, many ships, up a cap, focusing out Hams, Hammers, Schlieffen here on the northwestern side of the B cap. Sorry, northeastern side.
Now, the Burgon does go down to the Marsilli, so that's kind of cool to see.
Must have burned him down, just continued to chase down here. But he's going to have a much tougher time against the Napoli.
That is very true. Napoli is already burning. But more importantly, there's just not much time left in this game. 4 minutes, although Hans Hammer is now clearly the focus target. Goes down to Danny Loves or Schlieffen.
Goes down here. Ikix Ohio going to manage to dodge most, I think, if not all of these deep waters from Jeff Bezos' Yang. Just going full speed, trying to get into a better position. I got to say, it feels like if they would turn and focus the Marseille out, they would seal this whole thing up. But I got to say, even without that, they've got such a commanding lead, it's going to be very difficult for AAA to get back into this.
I think it makes perfect sense for Amazon just to ignore that Marseille. If the Marseille does kill the Napoli, he's out of the game.
Yeah.
So what does it matter at this point? They're far better served holding their ground, taking down the few remaining ships left. Like, for example, this Haragumo taking down the Marceau.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe... So, AAA, I feel pretty confident at this point, going to lose game 1, Zath. If you look back on it, was it a positional thing? Do you think they could have positioned ships differently? This strat worked for them last time. What didn't work this time?
I would say the main thing that didn't work this time is it felt like they did the exact same thing that they did before. They didn't learn any of the lessons from that game. So the Salem player didn't learn the lesson of going up against the island more so that when needed to get back up and block those shots. It felt like they were just expecting the same results out of doing the exact same thing. This is a different team. They've got a different lineup. So things are very different.
Agreed. Amazon also doing a brilliant job of keeping Danny Loves' Schlieffen alive when, honestly, he had no business being alive.
Right.
The missed opportunity picking up that kill in the middle of the board really cost them, as now the Marceau picks up what is nearly a double strike to seal the win here. We're 5 seconds from an Amazon win here in game 1.
Pretty much. And there it goes.
Well, Amazon claims their map pick. They came into Shatter. It was their pick, and they showed why.
That they did.
All right.
That they did. A fantastic opening battle to this best of 3 series. Okay, so what do we have next?
All right, in a moment, we're going to be headed to Sleeping Giant for Game 2. Oops, why did that not work, guys? There we go. Oh, I love Amazon's logo. That's amazing, Zath. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
That is awesome. That is awesome.